Hey everybody, it's Margaret. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be talking about the Schumann Resonance. The Schumann Resonance is a measure of the Earth's electromagnetic field, also called the Earth's heartbeat, the Earth's frequency, and it is measured in hertz, and a normal frequency of the Earth is around 7.82. And I think I learned that back in a college physics class. So I was really interested when I fell upon it again last year when I was feeling some symptoms. So last year, around the spring, summer, I used to follow astrology a lot, and there were a lot of things happening out in the planet world. There were a lot of super full moons and solar eclipses and lunar eclipses, and I think there was a super full moon on a solar eclipse or something like that. And I just, around that time, I just was not feeling the best. I was really tired. I kept drinking a lot of water. I kind of had headaches for no reason. And I felt like in my heart there were like these little bubbles of heat just kind of bubbling up and exploding. And I would just have like these little heat bursts out of my heart. So I began to Google, earth energies, ascension symptoms, and all of that. And I fell upon the Schumann resonance. And it seemed like when there were a lot of these planetary things going on, or there were a lot of solar flares happening, that there would be a lot of energy coming into the earth plane, and the frequency would raise from like 7.82 to 30s, 40s, 80s. And during the 4th of July, when a lot of that eclipses and full moons were happening, it was going into the hundreds. So there was a lot of energy, and there still is lots of energy that is flooding the earth plane. And because we are made of water, over 90%, and we hold our own electromagnetic field, we are very sensitive to what's happening into our environment, including our planet. So we may be feeling shifts in our electromagnetic field, and with that comes, it may be a little painful. Again, this is not for everybody, and I am not a physicist, I'm not a scientist. I'm just sharing my story and what I've learned, because I find this so fascinating, and I use it as a tool, and I just wanted to share it with you if it inspires you. Some people may have worse symptoms than I had. Some people may feel similar to me. Some people may not have any. And I believe there is no good or bad or better or worse. It's just we're all here to have this amazing experience, and we're all different. So you could just, hopefully this inspires you. If it doesn't, you can leave it. But for me, I just found it fascinating because we are in our own field, and we are so sensitive to the earth that, and then you have these spikes of this light that is just flooding our earth, flooding our bodies, and it's allowing us to purge all this debris, all of this darkness that doesn't serve us. And that can be very, very uncomfortable. So old things like old memories might be coming up, old patterns might be being, shifted, traumas that happened in our childhood. So this is just, it's this darkness is allowing, this light is allowing this darkness to move out. So for me, I had those kind of symptoms. The biggest thing I think is that I didn't mention was the ringing in the ear started around July, where it is very, very intense when the Schumann resonance is spiking. And now I don't watch the Schumann resonance as much as I used to. They record it every 2 hours, so I was getting a little addicted of watching what the Schumann was doing, because it was just so fascinating at the time. But now when I have a spike in the ringing in my ears, I know that something's going on with the Schumann, and I'll check it out. So it's pretty fascinating how it's all connected. So when we are more light, some of the symptoms that people might be having include blurred vision, dizziness. They may have digestive issues, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, heart palpitations, a lot of anxiety. People complain a lot of not being able to sleep. Like you have that monkey brain that just continues to run. Skipping heart rates, diarrhea, changes in eating habits. So you may be extra hungry or no appetite at all. And another symptom that I had was just severe thirst, where I just could not get enough water in my body. So it's fascinating to me. Vertigo is another one a friend of mine had when I was in New Mexico during that 4th of July time. We were supposed to meet and she had vertigo for days. It was just really debilitating to her. So I know this is real for me, and maybe you know somebody, but I wanted to share because it's not like I can share this shit with everybody on the street, and it just, and maybe you're sitting with it too, and you can't talk about it with your family members or your friends. So just to know that you're not alone when this stuff is real to me. So I wanted to share it with you. So some of the things that we can do to lessen the symptoms is to drink a lot of water, to get out in nature, get away from your phones, the stimulation, the microwaves, the Wi-Fi, and just submerge yourself into nature. That'll help calm the nervous system down. Any kind of water, so submerging your body in Epsom salt baths, lakes, rivers, oceans to recalibrate your body and kind of move out that energy. Listening to soft music to calm the nervous system down, meditation, dance, exercise, just to kind of move that energy out and to really be gentle. Sleep, rest to recalibrate and to repair your body in any way that needs done. Rest and sleep can be very, very helpful during this time too. And just to be gentle with yourself, to know that you are holding more light, that you need to move this out, that this is a process, this is an experience, and you're going to be okay, and to be really, really gentle on yourself when this is happening. So those are ways that you can help yourself. Today is Thursday, and so on Monday and Tuesday of this week, there was 2 great big spikes again. I knew that because my ears just began to just really radiate with just a high frequency, and sometimes it's just so annoying. I just wish it would just go away. And I looked and it was spiking, and that was Monday, and a lot of things were just happening. It was like a lot of things, a lot of change. I had my bathroom is being redone, so there's a demo going on, so just a lot of dust and noise and change. It's never going to look the same, and so that's just kind of crumbling in front of my eyes. The snowstorms, Texas being paralyzed. I was supposed to go to Texas on Wednesday, and the trip on Tuesday was canceled out of the blue because I don't really watch the weather. I don't watch the news, so I had no idea that Texas was going through this horrible challenge with the snow, and all of a sudden my trip's canceled. And there was some things with my husband. He's working from home, and a lot of changes happened on Monday and Tuesday out of the blue. So there was just a lot of change all at the same time happening to us, and knowing that, okay, this is it, here we go. This isn't just an experience, it's an opportunity to hold more light, just kind of stay in the flow, stay with the ride. And now we're into Thursday, which is 2 days later, and we're kind of like looking, it's like, you're being bombarded with all this waves of change, and then all of a sudden the waters calm down, and it's like all this debris like kind of hanging out, and you're just like, oh, I don't want that anymore, and throw that out, or I really want to look at this a little bit more because I don't like the way it looks now. And to really just it's just an opportunity for change and for newness, and to explore and to grow. So I use it as a tool now, and I learned to ride it, and to take good care of myself. It's not always easy. There's things that you need to, life happens and it continues, and when you're feeling like you're moving through molasses, it can get a little tiring and exhausting, like, oh God, here it comes again. But our world, our planet is changing. She's holding more light. We are changing. We're holding more light. So we're just kind of going through this birthing process, and it can get a little uncomfortable. So that is what I have for you. It's just to use it as a tool. So because we're on this ride together, and if this can help in any way, I'm great. I wanted to inspire you. Another thing on my Dr. Joe Dispenza video, I really want to thank you all so deeply for leaving the comments on Facebook and YouTube. It inspires me. It makes me feel so happy. I I love reading them, so I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I love you, and I will see you next week. Take care.